Okay, doing some sim trading on an oldie but a goodie. This is the 8 EMA,
Order filled.
20 EMA. At a limit order, try to go short 1 ES. At the short EMA. See what happens. Stop loss is larger than it should be. Did I have the wrong? Oh, yeah, I had the wrong. No. Oh, I did. I had the wrong one. Anyway, so my stop loss short is 1650, 2150. That's my stop. The profit target's fine. So this is something I sort of picked up during my Rocky stage, Rocky Point. Rest in peace of my friend. Using the 8-period moving average. Sometimes use the 8 EMA band. Let's construct that. Sorry about that. To answer that. Okay. So this is let's edit the properties of this. And what I'm going to do is change. So this is the 8 EMA of the close.
Target filled.
Target was filled. And we're going to make this the 8 EMA of the low. So now we have 8 EMA high and low. Eight. No smoothing. Okay. So the idea here is very reminiscent of Laura's roadmap. You want to get short when price is in a downtrend, retraces into the bands. Something like this is probably the best way to approach the Rocky Point method. Instead of looking for some sort of external trigger, I know Rocky, for example, used to like using various oscillators, ADX, and so forth. I would add an extra EMA, maybe a short 4-period EMA. Laura's approach is probably the best. I still like the bands, but I kind of like this also. So at the time, short EMA value was at about my entry point. So it was a 10-point profit. This particular version of the indicator is one I purchased from ninja.co. I'm not an affiliate. I have nothing to gain or lose if you were to purchase the same indicator. You don't need to. There's a free moving average cross builder available at the NinjaTrader ecosystem. I do like this one. Gives me a little more flexibility. But you don't need to spend the money. Because in the end, I'm really not using that flexibility. And again, this was a sim trade. Not trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes. was 10 points on the ES. And just to show you, I'm done. My money account. So my money account's going to be the top line. That sim account ES trade is the lower line. I have a daily profit target of $2,700, a daily loss limit of $1,000. So what I've done is I just take my setups and using Tradeovat to set my targets, daily profit target, daily loss limit. That feeds into NinjaTrader. So I'm done trading here for the day. That's why I'm now sim trading. And I'm going to focus on the ES. I'm done, I think, for the day. But just wanted to record this little video. This is really all about, again, having a trading plan that tells you where or when or both to get in. We're really dropping here. Again, at the time, the moving average was about that level. It's lower now because on that same bar, after it filled the short, pulled it all the way down here to close here. And of course, these moving averages are the 21 exponential of the close, 8 exponential of the close. But again, below moving averages were crossed into a short configuration. I'm waiting for retraces up. I didn't trade this one because at the time I was trading the NQ. That's my main trader. Take a look here. You can probably figure out what happened here. Here's my fixed bar, short entry. Traded multiple contracts and traded 2 contracts. Actually got some slippage, positive slippage on my profit target, which is why my profit for the day is $26.98 on 2 contracts rather than $26.50 less commissions. Anyway, it all makes sense. Math is math. I know VidVad, why didn't you just stay in? Look how much more you would have made. How do I know? How do I know? No, if my plan was to stay in and trail a stop, then I would probably be looking at these levels. Oops. Let me unsnap that. You can see these pivots to your left, right? This would have been Tuesday's closed, Wednesday's open, Tuesday's low. So this area here should be anticipated to be an area where buyers really need to take a stand. And if not, I would say you could be looking at this pullback low here, right around 25,400. And if that doesn't hold, probably targeting this low at 25,282, which was this low over here, Wednesday's low. Ad price first broke above and failed the breakout of yesterday's high, then I would say we'd have a very high probability of coming back to the low at this point. But right now, what we really have is a rally out of this low, 1 leg, 2 legs. So this could go either way. But again, we got the opening 30-minute range closes below this low, if it closes below 522 and 3/4, and then breaks, and then the next half hour breaks whatever that low is, or if this is the low for the first 30 minutes, which it could be, we're very close to the close of the opening 30-minute range, then again, I would be looking for target at this level, and if not there, that level. Okay? Let's see what happens. I'll keep recording until we close that first 30 minutes, see if we get a break or we get a break that reverses. Again, one of my criteria is I would like to at least see the market close below that level and maintain below for at least a minute to confirm it. Okay, now it looks like we did get below it. Okay, 22 3/4, 20 and a half. So if I were still trading today, I'm going to wait until maybe there's a few seconds left here. And then I'd put a sell stop, tick or so below whatever the low is at that time. We're going to get a close below there. They might sell this. If they don't buy it right away, they might sell that hard.
Order filled.
Them. Just making sure I'm in sim. So I basically sold when this bar closed. My fill was down here. So again, they sold it hard. And we've now broken the 30-minute opening range. Got 30 seconds left. See if it can stay below until this first 1 minute bar closes. Again, this is a sim trade, not trying to fool anybody, not making any kind of claims of anything. But, so the way this is, I'm using a fixed stop loss on these type of trades. That stop does not appear to be correct. Oh, 500, yeah, with the volatility. So $500 risk and profit target. I put down at 1350. So that would be my profit target is 1,795. So what's that? About 3.6 to 1 if it gets there. So let's keep recording for fun. Just for laughs. See what happens. Doesn't really matter. If we get a 5-minute close below, I'm going to move my stop loss to the about 1.4 ticks above this high. So I'll move my stop loss down to 14 and a quarter. Again, this is all really spending time watching the instrument you choose as your main trading vehicle and really learning its personality. Okay, new lows, breaking low. Now we're at that 450. That could be a bounce level. NQ likes to go from 50s to 100s, 50s to 75s. Continuing to fall, new lows. New lows. We're not even 5 minutes in at this point. Close was 14. Open was 13. I'm going to move it to 1425. Okay. So far the low was 28.25. And we get I'm going to move the stop to 53 or 53 if we get a new low. So if we get below 28 and a quarter, Q wants to bounce. Big on the bounces. Again, bounces to those 50s. Could bounce to the 75s. Coming down. If we get below, if we see 28, I'm going to move again down to about, let's see where that was. What was that high on that bounce? 60. I'm gonna move it to where to 175. That'll give me a better than a 2-to-1 on this big one, big runner. Close. What was the low? 19, 17. If it starts to bounce strong, I'm just going to,
Target filled.
there we go. All right. So now, this is what that P&L looks like. Again, top number is my money account. Bottom number is that SIM account. So we had about $500 on the ES, added about 17 on the NQ. Now we're getting a bounce, 1325. All I did was look left. You can see we had a strong rally into this pivot nest. Back down to here. This was the low. So the lowest 30-minute close after this rally was 14, and the lowest 30-minute open was 13, and I put my target just above that low close. And again, this is an idea that came from where? From Forex Factory. This came from two slows, highest open, lowest open thread. No, too slow is using the 60-minute. I use whatever I'm trading. If I were trading a 5-minute chart, I'd be looking at what was the lowest 5-minute close, lowest 5-minute open, highest 5-minute close, highest 5-minute open. Wait, I'll tell you, if you look at the right stuff at Forex Factory, you can find little nuggets of gold that you can plug into any trading plan so that instead of being one of those traders who posts, why did the price bounce here? Why didn't it go all the way down here? You can learn things so that the market isn't such a mystery to you, right? Because this is all data. This should be no mystery. Now, I didn't know with any certainty that we'd get this big of a bounce. And I don't know at this moment if this is the low of the day and we're going to rally to new highs, or is this just a bounce to the 50s, maybe to 75s, and then it's going to continue lower and close, who knows how low? I don't know. That's the point. We don't know. So you need a trading plan. And my plan is always to take profits either on a fixed bar basis. I'm going to be taking profits at the 61.8% extension of my fixed bar signal. And on a opening range break below a pivot nest, I'm targeting the next clearly visible, unequivocal uh, pivot level, and that would have been right here. Again, no magic at all. No egos were harmed in the recording of this video. That's all it is. Look, if you draw it across, this is why my rectangle tool is configured this way. I do this all the time. Up here, if we were to start to rally and I were still trading, I would do this. And if we got above the low, I would do this, because this is an important pivot nest to me, that the daily open and previous day's close. That level, very important to the way I view the market. And it's not just me. Here's a secret. So many retail traders think that they don't have a chance against the algos, against the machines. And in a way you don't, because you have emotions. And you let your emotions and your ego get the best of you. But the machines, they just do what they're told. That's all. So they don't have an ego. And the machine doesn't see price get down here and say, I know my programmer wants me to close the position and take profits, but I'm going to let it run. Computer won't do that. If it's programmed to take profits at the next, for example, at the lowest M30 open of the last 40 M30s or something like that. That's the thing. These programs, they're using the same data that you can see in a chart, right? It's the same data. They don't have any super secret data. They don't. And frankly, you don't need 8 years and a PhD, I should say 8 years of education and a PhD to put this together. You might need 20 years, but you might need a month. Depends on you. Now, I'm not a programmer, but I can see the data, and I'm capable, just as much as the mathematics PhD, of observing how price reacts around various levels, not arbitrary levels. Where was last week's low? Right here. Where was yesterday's high? Up here. So, though this is a 30-minute chart, I'm really trading the daily and weekly bar chart. I'm just doing so on an intraday basis. So, I don't know. This lasted a lot longer than I thought it was going to. I don't know if this is going to be useful to anybody. Started out, I was just going to do this. That trade was a profitable trade. And on the ES, here's your 30-minute opening range low. Here's your break. Here's your MeBob bar, opened at 10:05, closes at 10:10. If you were to buy on the breakout, now on the ES, I'm going to say, if the 618 is at 90 and a quarter, your take profit should probably be 90 or even 89.75. In this case, maybe neither of those would have been filled. A 1R target's up here at 94.50. And again, the way we were trading MeBob in the beginning of the thread, we'd wait for this, not only this breakout, but price to close above the high of the MeBob bar for a long. But right now, the method I would be using, I'd have a sell limit at the at 91.50, and price didn't get there yet. But anyway, that's it. I think there's some things that are worth listening to. I'm going to stop this recording here, put it up on YouTube, post it to the Price Pop thread. Have a good day.